Welcome back to the channel. This is Football Temple brought to you by Azar Studios. Champions League football. It is the final of the UEFA Champions League, and we've got Paris Saint-Germain from France up against Internazionale from Milan. I've got two gentlemen in the studio, Uncanny Sam and the returnee, Nonso Arinze, to talk about the Champions League final involving two teams who want to win this title for themselves. For Inter, the last time they got to the final in 2023, they lost. And of course, for Paris Saint-Germain, with a chance to complete a treble, standing in front of that treble is Inter Milan. Uncanny Sam, Nonso Arinze. Before we go, I want to ask a simple question. And I'm going to do it like a quiz segment to start the show, because this is my new style. You know, as per at the Buga today, say Chelsea don't carry Europa Conference League. That's why I'm wearing Chelsea jersey. So I'm going to ask a simple question. Which player has won all European titles? All. The Champions League, the Europa Cup, the UEFA Super Cup, and the Conference League.
Luis James.
No?
The Conference League.
Wow.
This player has won all European titles.
Wow.
All European titles.
Of course, Luis James.
No? It's not. The answer is not Luis James.
Wow. Why am I dumbfounded?
Because certainly the player must be playing for Chelsea.
He has to play for
The
Chelsea.
player
must
must
play
play for Chelsea.
I'm thinking in Chelsea right now, who is aside Luis James? Who is that person that's actually
No, the person played for Chelsea, but it's not currently in Chelsea.
because if he's not currently in Chelsea, he didn't win the Conference League.
He won the Conference League.
The Conference League this is inaugural season now. And this is the first time they play it. So it can't be.
That means he has won it somewhere else.
Yes.
No, Conference League, this is first of its kind now, the Conference League.
This is the fourth
Fourth
edition.
edition.
Remember?
Yeah,
Olympiacos.
Okay, this is photo.
Yes.
Newcastle.
Olympiacos, West Ham.
Let's beg your pardon. And then last season it was
Okay.
Roma. Yes, Roma.
and then
Roma.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Well, let's say for me in the comment section, which player do you think has won all 4 European titles? Like, the player actually played for Chelsea. Let me even give you another hint. Maybe my guys will remember in the studio. The player is an Italian international.
Jorginho.
No?
Italia.
Yes.
Wow.
Let's hear from you in the comment section which player you think has won all 4 major European titles, and when did he win it? Well, let's come back to the studio, guys. The Champions League final. Massive game between two teams, Inter Milan and Paris Saint-Germain. You're all for Inter?
We're all out for Inter.
Are you also for Inter?
Well, I'm Italian. That's why I went the blue.
Well, I'm not surprised for Nonso Arinze. PSG knocked out his Arsenal, darling Arsenal side.
Now, I don't want Inzaghi to experience what Ateta has been experiencing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's nearly won again this time around. Nearly almost all the competition, aside from the Coppa Italia.
And the team that knocked him out won it.
The league itself, until the last day, he lost it. Now in Champions League, he's in the final. I mind he was in the final 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
No, 2 seasons ago, yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, among the guys that got to his semi-final, But if he's not going to win, it's going to be only him and Ateta. So I wouldn't want us to have 2 Ateta. I mean, 2 Amaka for the same place. Amaka is known for disappointing. And that's what Ateta is. That's Ateta news name, Amaka. You understand? So,
Ateta
and Amaka now.
Exactly.
Keep disappointing. Right? So I wouldn't want to go there completely. Now, for Inter, they've actually done so well. And it's unfortunate that they've actually found themselves in a precarious situation. The truth is this: if one will be realistic, going by what we've seen, going by the potentials of 2 teams, it favors PSG more.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think because of the situation Inter found themselves, the 2 of them, funny enough, a lot of factors actually favor PSG. They said each time a UEFA competition is taken to Germany, the teams that always wins it will always be the first timer.
Yes.
And now the first timer here is Paris Saint-Germain, because Inter has won the Champions League.
Yeah.
So I mean, by that alone, that has favored Inter, right? I mean, that has favored PSG already, right? And they have the quality, they have everything. The amount of work that Enrique has done in that team, we're talking about just 1 year. He took over June last year. No, 1 year plus.
1 year plus.
1 year plus, yeah. 1 year plus, yeah. 1 year plus. He took over June 2 years ago. He has changed that team. It's what you tell Ateta, this is how to do things. He has completely changed the DNA of that team. He let go practically everybody. As a matter of fact, the guys that play his Champions League, his first Champions League against Borussia Dortmund 2 years ago, only 5 of them
are in that squad,
right now. Only 5 of them.
The rest have metamorphosed.
Then the guys that were in that team 3-4 seasons ago, only 2 are still there. Marquinhos and Kimpembe. Everybody, he has changed everything about our team. The era of
Messi's name.
No. Yeah, I'm trying to get a proper name for his goal. So I'm trying to get a proper name. Not even Galacticos. Yeah, I mean we have a Galacticos.
Of course.
The bling bling era. The bling bling era is gone. The bling bling era is gone. That's what I wanted to talk about. Now, you have a team that is young. You have a team that is not shouty. You have a team that until this level, nobody could actually talk about this team with certainty. Who knows about Fabian Ruiz back? I mean, some 4-5 months ago.
Vitinha,
who knows about Nuno Mendes some 4-5 months ago? Who knows about I think
Desiadore?
No, Desiadore was even a bit known. You understand? I'm talking about the other guy in the central defense.
He just emerged, Bracola, those young names.
You understand?
But
now they've actually got into a place where they need to write their name on gold. I mean, I was watching the French Open this week, and after which game particularly, I saw all of them there feeling
Ousmane
like
Dembélé was one who opened.
No, Dembélé was not there, but I saw Hakimi. I saw Hakimi.
Yeah.
I saw Nuno Mendes. I saw Yao Neves. I saw is it Design or Design? Yeah. I saw them, and guess what? They were feeling like, we've actually won this thing. Come on, we're the king of Europe. I mean, we're just saying, you can feel the calm.
So what is next is to win.
You can feel how calm they are. So realistically, right? It favors them. If I want to be very frank, but because of the doggedness of Inter, because of the determination, and because of the hunger in Inter, and because of where they found themselves right now, Inter knows they can't be another Arteta. They can never be another Arteta.
But being the best season to a terrible season.
It looks like it's going to be.
Let's look at it from this point of view. I know, like you said, PSG right now, they're feeling cozy, super confident. And why not so? The fact that they also they had chances to rest players during the league over 6-7 weeks ago. They've been resting players. I think the only time they had their full deals when they won the Coppa Italia, Coupe de France, a week ago. That's when you saw the full squad play. So they're well rested, well rotated. For Inter Milan, they had to struggle to the final day of the season and still did not win it.
Still did not win the league.
Exactly. So it could be psychologically, it could be excruciating. You know, the fact that you went all the way and couldn't win it. 2, the coach is on serious pressure. He did not win the league. Bologna won the cup, and he must end the season on the high.
Remember, I also lost the Super Cup.
Exactly. He must now end the season on the side. If not, it's a terrible season. It's going to be a terrible season.
It is.
For
financially, it might not be, but trophy-wise,
the fans are built for trophies.
Not the money. They don't care how the money is.
Some clubs are even financed by these fans. So let's be realistic. I think it's a no-brainer. PSG for me now, let me be sincere. Inter Milan are playing catch-up. The game has not started, but it looks like they are playing catch-up already because it's now a must-win for them. They'll be under severe pressure. For PSG, like you said, they will be lounging.
You know the funny thing? They are so lucky that they actually found themselves where it's not their back that is on the wall. It's their opponent's back. Yeah, against Arsenal back was
on the wall.
Against Inter right now. Because Arsenal, as a then, that was the only thing
Arsenal was gripping. Now Inter Milan.
Let's look at their routes to the final. For internationally, they've only suffered 1 loss. In the Champions League so far. In all of the games they've played, Inter Milan have played about 14 games in the Champions League compared to PSG 16 because PSG, of course, played 2 extra games because of the playoffs. For PSG, they suffered 5 losses. But let's look at the league phase. PSG finished 15th.
Surprisingly.
Now, in the league phase, compared to Inter, who finished 4th. Now, PSG had 13 points compared to Inter's 19 points.
Yeah. I think a lot changed.
The funniest thing is this, right? All thanks to the new format. If we were to go by the old format, PSG actually made it to the next round.
Exactly.
Because their first 5 matches, they won 1, drew 3, and lost 1. That's how terrible they were.
But then again, if you look at it, maybe in the old format, they would have had an home and away version with some teams, with the same number, with the same team. So you could relax it a bit.
See, because as at then, sincerely speaking, they weren't this good.
Yeah, they were not.
They became better as
I think you took that out of my mouth.
Now,
okay.
Now it was after, I think, turn of the year, the last 3 matches, that they knew they needed to win those 3 matches at all costs.
And guess
what? They won those matches convincingly. They won 4-2, 4-1, and 3-0.
Nobody seems to talk about what Enrique did to that team at the start of January.
That was what
because before January, they were all over the place.
No, they were just there.
They were all over the place. Like you said, in the group stages, they were like the team to beat. You wanted PSG use. After forget, even Arsenal.
Their performance against Arsenal was so lackluster. Anemic.
lackadaisical.
It was anemic. There was nothing to talk about there.
It was frustrating.
It was.
As a fan, I'm a neutral, but I watched them play. It was excruciating. Imagine what
But come
the
on.
Parisians will be thinking over there in Paris. So for me, like I said, PSG right now, and whatever Enrique is doing, he should keep doing that.
He's getting it right.
Psychologically, the guys are
They've
better.
extended his contract at
Who is
2027.
Dwayne? Who is Dwayne to tell us that he will score Arsenal and he scores Arsenal? This guy is a teenager.
From Lyon.
Exactly. Then who is a Bracola? You know,
Bacola.
this guy could barely get
plays
game
for
time.
PSG.
Mind you, their first leg against Liverpool, there was some McQueen. I think it was one Paco, a guy from Paraguay or something.
Do you
that
know how
played.
terrible Ousmane Dembélé was for the turn of January?
That is it.
And then bang.
Now,
He's
here's
running
the
for the
thing.
Ballon d'Or.
Now,
Just imagine.
No, now here is it right. It's like that game against Man City changed everything. That comeback against
I
Man
think
City
so. I
was
think
like
What they
What
needed.
kickstarts the
not just kickstart the whole
yeah.
thing. Now, not
Was
just
the catalyst.
Not just that was the catalyst.
But
That's
let's
why-
also
but
look-
it happened not just in Champions League, but even domestically. It changed a lot. They became so dominant.
but even-
and
They became untouchable.
No,
Even in
even
league.
as superb as PSG have been in turn
Yeah.
of the year, let's also remember that they lost to Liverpool
Yes.
in the return fixture.
And they came back smoking.
They won on penalties.
What-
They lost to Aston Villa
no,
also.
Now,
in the
here's-
return fixture.
I understand.
It means that for all of the brightness, they've not been.
They are beatable.
See,
Yes,
let's be
exactly.
sincere.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to.
beatable.
I think what
Aside Arsenal,
Aside Arsenal,
who
yeah.
they
Arsenal is
beat
the only team
home and
that
away.
they
home and
beat
away.
yeah.
they struggled well after the Paris Saint-Germain, the quarter-final, semi-final.
Let
They
us-
lost
no,
games.
Let us be realistic. PSG has got their Achilles heel. They're not impeccable. They're not perfect.
Of course. I agree
And we
with
know
that.
their Achilles.
But-
We know their Achilles heel.
Yeah.
It's the back line. But the good thing is that
losing against Liverpool, like I said, at home, my
yes,
did not play that game.
yes, didn't play that game.
They had the park.
But the thing is this:
No.
if watching PSG play if they have a head start ahead of you, they just, like
Yeah,
I
that's
said,
just it.
That's it. If they get a head start,
That's it.
you get them score first,
That's it.
and you just bring them into life.
But even at that, they lost against Liverpool, right? In
So
worst
they
manner.
did.
In worst manner. That was one of the worst.
worst manner, yeah.
loss you've actually seen.
But come
We're
on,
the better side by
You know the
every,
funny part is
every
they
inch.
They
lost the
did
game.
not play badly, but they didn't lose scandalously, and that's what makes champions.
That's what makes champions, yeah. And against Aston Villa, they made sure that they did their homework better. They won 4-1 at home, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No, is it 4-1?
Yeah, at home
Against-
and then
they
they lost.
went forward at home and they lost
3-4.
Is it 3-2?
No,
3-2.
3-2
Villa
at
Park,
Villa Park.
In
Yeah.
reverse,
Villa Park,
like
yeah.
you said, with all this thing, right, it shows they're beatable. And that was why some of us were actually convinced that, look, the Arsenal team we're seeing can beat this team.
I don't know
Sincerely
how.
speaking.
I can't
That was some of us actually
because I
convinced
speak to you right now on Kano Sam.
I still can't explain.
I still can't explain how
Facts.
Arsenal lost that
Don't
game.
worry.
Same thing with me.
You will explain when you
I
watch
think-
the highlight of the final. Let's go to Inter Milan quickly and look at Inter Milan from the squad. Now, this is the second time Inter Milan will be in the Champions League final in 2 years. The last time they got to the Champions League final was 2023,
Yeah.
where they lost to a certain Manchester City side.
yeah.
Who were
Now,
untouchable
look at the
last time.
squad that played in the final against this squad that they have now. In that final, they had Andre Onana in goal.
Yeah, in goal.
Now they had in the defense line, they had Bastoni, Acerbi, and Damian. Now Bastoni and Acerbi still remain
Yeah.
They're
in this final. And then in the midfield, they've got the DiMarco and Dumfries at defensive midfield. Now these two players remain
Yeah.
and are untouchable. And of course,
sense.
Çalhanoğlu and Brozovic. The only difference is Mkhitaryan replacing
Brozovic.
Brozovic
Yeah.
in that squad. And then up front, they've got Barella, who still remains.
Yeah.
And then Dzeko and Lautaro.
But
With
there's
now
no- there is
Thuram
no Dzeko.
replacing
Yes.
Dzeko.
That's all.
It means that Inter Milan have got almost the same squad
Head into this final.
that head into the final.
And I think
Could
that-
that be an advantage for them?
Oh yes, experience-wise, oh yes, and the fact that they've got an added motivation.
Yann
You know
Sommer.
They added
In goal.
exactly,
And another coach.
exactly. So they want to win. They've tested the field before. You see, you know what we say? I'm one of those who say when they say talking about Atlanta, I said so close yet so far.
Wait, can we agree? Can we agree that?
I'm just
we will
trying to
not,
make
no,
reference.
can we agree that we will not mention a coach that has not gotten to Champions League final?
A team.
Can we agree that
Okay, we
no,
agree, okay, we
because
agree now.
every time we say Ateta, I feel offended.
Okay, apologies.
No, because look at it now.
Sincere apologies.
We're talking of
To all the-
European coaches.
to all the Maresca fans. in the-
No, we're talking of coaches who have gotten to
Now-
European finals.
We've had you. Don't
And
worry.
you are calling Ateta.
I mean,
Don't worry.
I-
Keep Ateta out of this
Give
conversation.
us now
That'll
2 or
do.
3 more seasons.
So 3 more seasons again. Come on, you guys
But the truth-
are, you guys are jokers. He's talking about 2 or 3 more seasons.
But let's be
I mean,
sincere. I
come.
think what Inter Milan has got is added motivation. They don't want to lose again. Many of these players you mentioned are in their 30s. They may not get this opportunity again. Is it Mkhitaryan or is it Barella? they may not get this opportunity again.
Even Sommer, I think, from the goalkeeper.
Exactly. Even
Sommer is 30 something, I think 35.
I don't know how old Sommer is, but it looks like he's 21. That guy is a beast on his day.
He gets better by every
absolutely. Game. I think he's played. I don't think he's played for any small club. Bayern Munich, Borussia Mönchengladbach, now Inter Milan. Who knows? Maybe Man City next season. But the truth remains, the guys are fantastic. But what I'm saying is this: they may not get an opportunity again. So they want to win this and then shut up shop. Many of them will not be Inter Milan the next 2 years. And, Simone will not be here, as long as Simone has been there, he may not be here again in the next 2 years. So the truth is, they must win this trophy to at least, what I love about Barcelona was that when they lost the semi-finals to Man United, in the space of 2 years, they won it. And they won it again. So you can see there was a
progression.
Absolutely. So if they don't win it this time, then there's a problem psychologically with the players.
Let's talk about the manager, Simone Inzaghi, and Luis Enrique. Now, Enrique has won the treble with Barcelona.
He's done that before.
So it's not new to it.
Not at
can
all.
he repeat the same?
Absolutely, he can
with
do
Paris
that.
Saint-Germain.
He can do that, absolutely. But here's the simple truth, right? I think in all this, we need to give Simone his flowers.
Please do.
Yeah, he does. He deserves it.
Now, get to the final or final.
Diego Simeone, your flowers.
Funny enough, I don't want to argue. Funny enough, right? He doesn't have the best squad. He doesn't have the most bogus or the most expensive squad.
Yeah.
But he keeps delivering results year in, year out.
Absolutely.
And that is what makes a good coach. Now, that's what makes a good coach. Now, I was watching you guys. Was it last week? And somebody was trying to even say, Maresca is. We're talking about coaching capacity, coaching ability, and somebody's talking about attitude. Somebody even spoke about Inzaghi that because he's a calmer version. That doesn't change it. We've seen calm coaches.
Yes.
What does that amount to? We're talking about result. We're talking about this. You are saying calmer version. Look, he's been absolutely amazing,
top notch,
amazing coach.
I think he has punched above his weight with the quality of
players
he has
been able to. When I saw the valuation this week, and Inter was not even among the top 10. I was like, oh, come on, this guy has actually been amazing. He's been amazing. And guess what he does? A midfielder that I never knew. I mean, I saw him in Man U. I saw him in Arsenal. I saw him in Roma, even in Italy there.
He was not special.
But all of a sudden, he looks like a beast under this guy. He starts games and he does very well.
Very well. And that player who looks like he's got a good head start was Dumfries.
Now, let's even look at it.
Dumfries, what a player.
The same manager defeated Bayern Munich.
Yeah, knocked them out.
Defeated an amazing Barcelona side.
Top class.
A dominant Barcelona side.
A fantastic manager.
You understand?
Yeah.
So what else do we want? He's been amazing. He's been top notch. He knows his onions very well. And funny, like we said, he doesn't have the youngest squad out there.
At all.
Both of these guys are old. But he has been able to manage them in a manner that you want to watch these guys. And they know their area of strength. He has been able to, build a team that relies so much on the area of strength, which is what? Defense. We don't concede so much. We don't concede so much. And we take advantage. The good thing is that partnership between, what's his name? Up front. Martínez and Thuram.
That's a match made in heaven.
See, initially, it wasn't looking like
it was going to work. Yeah.
Because they look alike. They look so much alike. Physical, they are a bit pacey and everything. But somehow it's working and it's working very well.
And it's even favored to run more.
Because it has brought back, not favors, right? It has actually allowed Thuram to function better too.
And allowed even Martínez to use his head.
Because at some point we felt like it was never going to reach the height that the Thuram we knew.
When they bought him from the German League, I think.
They bought him from the German League.
Yeah.
From Eintracht Frankfurt.
I was like, come on, are they serious? Does this guy deserve to play for this kind of thing? But 2 years down the line, story is different. One Italian league, scoring good goals.
One
of those strikers that you
could be Champions League winner in a fortnight.
Well, fortnight. I mean, in 40 something hours to come.
Yeah.
Well, Inter Milan have scored 26 goals to Paris Saint-Germain's 33. But the fun fact is that Inter Milan considered just one goal in the group stage of the Champions League.
They
have considered 6 in the knockout phases. Including 6
against Barcelona.
It means that Inter Milan are breachable.
Yeah.
For Paris Saint-Germain, they've considered about 15 goals in the Champions League this season compared to Inter Milan's 11 goals. Are we expecting a goal feast final or a drop final, guys?
A drop final.
I think it's cagey.
A drop final. Very cagey. Because everybody.
The two of them have considered 26 goals in Champions League.
See, I understand.
I know.
I will still say a drop final.
Did you watch the second leg between Arsenal and PSG? I realized that Enrique know how to be very cagey as well. He can be very pragmatic. See, forget about the quality of players. Come on, guys, you guys are on top. They're playing catch up. Let them chase. We'll counter attack. So I don't think the goal match will be much. I think both teams will try to cancel each other out and then wait for errors, mistakes at the back.
I don't see more than 3 goals, all in all.
2. Yeah.
I don't see more than 3 goals.
I think it'll be maybe one goal final. Just a mistake, and the team will go home breaking in the shifts.
Well, it will be Paris Saint-Germain's 5th trip to Munich. Of course, they've only won once in the last 4 trips to Munich, and that was playing against Bayern Munich. However, it's a Champions League final. They'll be aiming to become just the 2nd French team to win the Champions League. Before I ask them a prediction, who was the first French team to win the Champions League?
Olympique Marseille.
I would have kicked you out of this studio. But it's going to be easy, guys. Score prediction.
I think I'm going with a 2-1. 2 Inter, 1 PSG.
2-1 Inter.
I go with a 1-0 victory, Tamela.
Well, the guys in the studio think it's Inter Milan's Champions League, and it will be the Nerazzurris, if I'm not mistaken, who at the end of the day will win the Champions League and return it back to the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium, where, like Jose Mourinho said, they've suffered this season. Let them win the Champions League. Mourinho legitimately said that he was not going to be happy if they had won the treble, because it will mean that his legacy in Inter is not standing. That's a man that I always love. It don't matter whether you hate the club. Just make sure so nobody break the record where you don't set. And Boris said that they've suffered a lot. Come on, Inzaghi has suffered for what could have been a fantastic season. For what could have been a fantastic season for Simone Inzaghi. If he loses the Champions League final, it's going to be a terrible season. There's no way you want to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a terrible season if they lose come Saturday night in Munich. The best team win, but for me, I always want to tell you that go out there and enjoy good football. But the 2 guys have said internationally, but somehow, deep in my heart, I want the Paris Saint-Germain win in the final of the Champions League. But the best team will definitely go on to win Europe's premium competition. Remember, the question at the start of the show is which player has won all European titles? It is not Reece James, because Reece James did not win the Champions League when Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012. Was it in that squad with Thomas Tuchel? He was on loan. In 2022, he was on loan. He was on loan and returned. He was in the final match, but he was on loan and not a Chelsea player, but returned to the squad and was not part of the squad that won the Champions League. He won the Super Cup,
yes,
but did not win
the Champions
League. But the answer is a former Chelsea player with a clue. Again, I said he's an Italian, he's a former Chelsea player, and this player played for West Ham. Football Temple, brought to you by Azar Studios.